gonna get a specific breakdown right now of what you're gonna expect to learn in class and what you're gonna be doing hands-on. What's up, boys and girls? It's your girl Kristen here. I'm a licensed esthetician, a freelance makeup artist, a YouTuber, a mom. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time checking me out. Make sure you scroll through my channel and get to know me, see what I'm about. But I've been doing a lot of videos for estheticians, for aspiring estheticians, and I hope that I can continue to give you good quality content. I've been posting every Sunday, so that's what you can expect from me moving forward. This video, we're going to be talking about all about what you need to know about becoming an esthetician. So we're going to be talking about my personal journey, what's required as far as the state of California, and I'll guide you as well if you're in other states. And then things like pay, fees, about the tests, all that's going to be covered in this video, and I actually plan on making a little bit of a series out of this where in my next few videos I'll be addressing what you need to do to look into esthetician schools, financial aid, looking for your first job. All of that is going to be covered in this series. I'm really excited to share those things with you guys because I had to think back to when I first got started and I had a lot of questions. I have a lot of valuable information to share with you guys, so I wanted to make a video about this. So if that interests you, then make sure you hit that subscribe button first, hit that like button because you know that this video is going to be amazing, and make sure you continue watching. Woohoo! I'm glad you guys decided to tune into this video. You guys are going to be so glad that you did because I'm going to be giving you as much detail as possible. I had to think back to when I first got started looking at esthetician programs and what an esthetician was back in 2017. Yes, you guys. It was almost 4 years ago that I started looking into this, and I started my journey as an esthetician, and I'm really excited to share that with you guys. But first, before I dive into that content, if you're already a subscriber, I know you were probably hoping for a video that was going to be talking about more about services and cleanliness and all that. I'm actually on a shutdown right now. In California, the whole state right now is on shutdown for quarantine because of COVID-19, and so I'm unable to really perform any services right now. I'm going to be closed for 3 weeks. Hope you don't mind that I'm going to be making these videos here in my room for you guys. My next video is going to be a esthetician Q&A, Christmas style, because it'll be on Christmas. I just wanted to let you guys know what was happening. I definitely plan on doing those videos for you guys very, very soon, so make sure you stay tuned. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So as always, I'm going to have my phone here, but I wanted to talk to you guys first about my journey as an esthetician. I know I've talked in another video about how I became an esthetician, so I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a shorter version of this because you can go ahead and watch that in my Before You Open a Salon Suite series and get more detail behind that. But to give you kind of just a short version of my story, back in 2017, I had realized that I was very unhappy working a 9-to-5 office job. I have my bachelor's degree in public health. I went to UC Irvine down in Southern California, and I thought that I was on the path to security, to good benefits, to, you know, just living the American dream. I realized very quickly when I was working in that office job that I was not happy. I didn't know what I wanted. So, and I think a lot of you guys might feel that way, and it's kind of crazy to think that by the time you're 18, you're supposed to know what you want to do. And to be honest, I really wish I would have figured this out back when I was 18 so that I could have started a lot sooner. Congrats to you if you are just about to graduate high school and you're checking this video out, because I wish that I knew about this before. I'd actually had never had a facial before. Grew up a tomboy. I played sports. I didn't really wear makeup. Not until college did I really get into the beauty industry, when I started to play around with makeup. And then as I was working my 9-to-5, I started out being a freelance makeup artist on the side. I started getting a lot of questions from my clients about skincare, about what they should be priming their skin with. I kind of had some basic knowledge about what I put on my skin, which wasn't really much. I would just cleanse and moisturize, and that was about it. So that sparked my curiosity to figure out more about what kind of careers there were in skincare. Long story short, I ended up coming across what an esthetician was. To give you a brief description of what an esthetician is a person who specializes in the beautification of skin. So what does our scope of practice cover? It covers skincare, so facials, and it covers makeup, and it covers waxing or hair removal. You can branch off in any of those categories. You can get into a lot of different career paths as an esthetician, which is really awesome. It just starts with getting your license. And then once you get your license, you can branch off and go into different paths. What paths, you might ask? Well, you can go and work at a spa or a resort. You can also work for a doctor or physician at a medical office where they might perform plastic surgery, where they might do laser hair removal, post-surgery, skincare, scarring treatments. And then from there, once you work as an esthetician, you could go into the managing route where you could either manage a spa or manage an office and kind of be in that type of role. Or if you wanted to just purely specialize in hair removal, you can work for a waxing place. The European Wax Center is like the one that I know most generally. Also become a beauty influencer like what I'm doing. You could start your own YouTube channel, you could be an Instagrammer. You can also work for yourself, which is what I'm currently doing. And it took a long time to get to that place. So if you want to know all about more of what you need to know before you start working for yourself, then make sure you check out my other series. I believe it really just starts with pursuing your esthetician license. And I want you guys to really take the time to listen to this entire video because you're gonna want to know every single aspect before you decide to sign up, because there's some dedication behind it, and there is some schooling behind it, and there is testing behind it, and also money that you need to put into this career. Listen to the whole video and make sure that before you decide, yes, this is what I want to do, that you are fully informed about what you're getting into. So number one, with what you need to get licensed. If you're in the state of California, you need 600 hours of experience, of clocking in at school. That's for the state of California. So if you want to know what your specific state requires, because each state is different, but I will say that California is probably the most strict and complex of the states. Google esthetician requirements and then put in your state and it should pop up pretty easily. Once you enroll into a program, and I promise you I'll get into more specifics about what to look for at a school, financial aid, all those things in another part of this series. Enroll into a program which is just to get your certification. Your school is going to give you a piece of paper that says so-and-so completed the esthetician program at blank school. I went to Advanced Beauty College in Southern California. They have two campuses. One is in Garden Grove and the other is in Laguna Hills. When you're looking at becoming an esthetician, you are probably going to be investing a good chunk of money toward your education. So I know the school that I went to, I just looked at their fee schedule and it's about $10,000 for the program and about $1,900 for the kit itself. The kit is going to include some skincare products, makeup, whatever your school offers you guys in that kit. And that's when I was doing my research back in the day, that's typically what I was seeing with private schools. Some community colleges do offer cosmetology and esthetician programs, and so make sure you check those out. I'll be sure to, again, address that more in my next video where I talk about what to look for in a school and financial aid and all that. But cost-wise, you can look at about $10,000 for the program. If your school guides you to help you pre-apply for the exam, then you're going to be already ready to take the exam 2 to 3 weeks after you graduate. You'll be scheduled to take your test. If you don't pre-apply, then you will probably take your test maybe a month or so after you graduate. But it's really up to you when you want to take this, but my advice is that you take it as soon as possible. That information is going to be really fresh in your head. You're going to be all ready to go to take that test right after you receive your certificate. Then you have to go and take your test, and that test is divided into two parts. It is divided into a written exam and a practical exam. The written exam, I believe, is 125 questions. Don't quote me on that. If I'm wrong, I'll put it down here so you guys have the exact number. You do need to score a 70% or better on the written exam. And then on the practical exam, you're going to be in a room of about 6 to 8 other aspiring estheticians. You're going to be asked to do a series of services on a doll head. You're going to have fake products, fake implements, and you're going to be asked to demonstrate different procedures. Once you pass the exams, then you have your license. Every 2 years, you need to renew your license. From what I know, the exam in California costs $115 to take the exam and get licensed, and then every 2 years it is $50 to renew. Do you need to retake courses or have continuing education? No, you don't have to. All you literally have to do is go onto the website and renew your license, and they'll send you a new one. I will get into more specifics right now about what you can expect in esthetician schools. I'm going to be speaking purely in my experience with what I experienced going to advanced beauty college. I'm so glad I did this, but I actually have a picture saved on my phone from 2017 of a time card that we used to have to fill out every week. I'm going to give you a very, very detailed breakdown of what you can expect to learn in school. I did my program part-time at night. I started with a group of, I believe there was maybe 8 of us. Once we got to our clinicals, then another group of estheticians came in, and about another group of 6 to 10 girls, and then another group of 6 to 10 girls came in. So by the time I graduated, there was 2 other groups of girls. I know it sounds complicated, but if your school has it together, then they're able to make sure that every single person is getting the right amount of hours in education. So it looks like my hours at the time when I took this, I was going to school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. So Tuesday to Thursday, I was going from 6 to 10 p.m. And then Saturdays, I was going from 9 to 5:30 p.m. with an hour lunch break. You can expect a similar type of schedule if you decide to do it part-time. And then there was girls who were doing it in the mornings full-time, and usually you can complete it in about 3 to 4 months from what I was told. And for me, it took me about 7 to 8 months to complete part-time at night. Honestly, it went by like that. So whatever works for you, then choose that route. And if you have any other specific questions about what I just said, then make sure you comment down below and I can try to clarify anything. I want to get into this time card with you guys because this, I believe, is going to be super helpful information for you, because you're going to get a specific breakdown right now of what you're going to expect to learn in class and what you're going to be doing hands-on. This sheet, I believe I filled out on a weekly basis. Minimum hours of technical instruction or theory, so textbook material, or maybe I know in my school they would have different people come in and talk about different topics from different backgrounds. They also had skincare brands coming in and sharing about their products and their skincare knowledge. So I really like that about my school, that they did that. We had to do of Barber and Cosmetology Act and Board Rules and Regulations, Cosmetology Chemistry, Health and Safety Hazardous Substances, Electricity, Infection and Sanitization, Bacteriology, Anatomy, Physiology, Skin Analysis and Conditions, Preparation, Facials, Manual, Electrical, Chemicals, Eyebrow arching and hair removal with tweezers and waxing, and then makeup. So those were all just theory. The actual practical operation, you would go over disinfection and sanitization, facials, which you would be doing manually and using electrical implements, chemicals, eyebrow arching and hair removal, so using tweezers and waxing, and then makeup. That's very, very specific. You're gonna be given a book, a textbook. I know my school, we used the Milady textbook. Every single week we had a test. We were given, a certain group of chapters that we had to read and do homework for. When it came to the homework, they usually gave us a lot of time to do it in class. The teacher would teach for a little bit, and then you would go and do the homework that was associated with those chapters. I believe we had to get a 70% or better on those exams. Once we reach a certain amount of hours with our theory, then we were given a little bit more clinical time. Initially, you're gonna start working on each other, your classmates, and that's how you start. You don't work on random people right away. But until you get to that point where you're ready, which is, I believe, reaching a certain amount of hours, I wanna say it was about half of your hours. And then my teacher actually had us go through a practical test. So we had to run through a facial on one of our classmates, and she was watching us in the entire time to make sure that we did everything properly, that we were sanitary. And then once we passed that, we were able to graduate to the next level and work on people coming in from the public. Once you're actually reaching toward the end of your hours, they're gonna be working on state board with you a lot. So especially the practical part of the state board exam, they're going to be doing practice runs with you in your school. Or at least that's what my school did. Like I said, I'm speaking on my experience. I felt very prepared for my exam, and that's really what your school is going to do for you. They're going to prepare you for the exam and give you just the basics of what you need to get your license. Thankfully, I had a lot of really great girls in my class, and can't expect to have to work on your fellow classmates and be worked on in return. As far as waxing and other things, I know I've gotten a question before about, you know, what if I don't feel comfortable? Well, girl, I hate to break it to you, but you're gonna have to be comfortable with other people working on you. Does your license cover Brazilians? No, it does not. It does not cover Brazilians. You have to get a separate certification for that. As far as waxing, what they're gonna teach you is bikini waxing. That's just any hair that's around the bikini line. And then they're gonna teach you like legs, eyebrows, underarms, all kinds of waxing. No, they do not usually get into Brazilians unless you sign up for a class. Like I was saying, this esthetician license is just gonna open up the doors for you to pursue other things. I'm Brazilian and speed waxing certified. I'm lash certified. So there's all these different certifications that you can get into. If you wanna know any more information about that, make sure you comment down below. I do plan on maybe sharing a little bit more about each of those certifications that I have. I do have a video already about becoming a lash artist, and I do plan on doing a video about how I became a permanent makeup artist and what you need to know for that as well. Let me check my notes really quick and just make sure that I covered everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay, so let's get in really quick to the like financial side of this. As far as what you can expect to make as an esthetician at the end of all this, because I'm sure that's something you guys want to know, I think it can range. I started out making minimum wage at the spa that I was working at, and on top of that they gave me a little bit of commission for the service, and then commission for the products that I sold, and then tips. So tips, thank God for tips. When I kind of broke it down, it usually ranged from about 25 to 35 an hour, just depending on if it was a busy day or not. But usually at the minimum, I was making about 25 an hour when I was working at the spa in Santa Monica, California. If you want to see kind of like median salaries for estheticians, I just went and I just Googled esthetician salary. So it looks like in San Francisco, it's about 25 to 47K per year. So if you want to know specifically like your city or your state, then go ahead and just Google that really quickly. The best salary for an esthetician was in like Nebraska or something. This one by the US News and World Report is a really good article for it, but it looks like on the low end, across the whole country, $23,210. Medium is $31,290. The higher end of the spectrum, it's $44,580. That's just a general consensus of the entire country, but it looks like here it's actually gone way up since 2010. So the growth potential for this kind of career is definitely there. If you decide to go beyond your license and get further training and further certifications, then you can make a lot more than what these numbers are saying right here. I just want to give you a realistic expectation that when I started, it was about 25 an hour, which is, I believe, really great for somebody. If you are coming out of high school and you're wanting to pursue a job, that's a really great hourly rate to start with. Because at my first 9-to-5 job that I had to go and get a bachelor's degree and spend all this kind of money to get that degree, I started out making $25 an hour. So it's not far off from, say, like the career paths that like your mom and dad might want you to do. You can pull up this video and have them watch it if you want, so that they can actually see that there is a huge growth potential. There's a lot of room to make a lot of money in this career as well, especially if you also want to become an influencer or a YouTuber. There's a lot of money in that. If you want to see more about my journey as a solo esthetician and how I've made my money, then make sure you check out the video that I'm gonna link right here. I think that's all I had to share with you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Do it right now. I'm gonna wait. Did you hit it? Okay, good. Welcome to the family. If you just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, especially if you found this video extremely helpful and informative. Share it with other people that you know maybe are interested in becoming an esthetician. Share my channel, you know, give your girl some love. I just hope and pray that you guys are safe during this time. I know it's been very challenging. I know I'm feeling the weight of it myself, just being in quarantine again here in California. So you're gonna see me filming a lot more in this room just for the next couple weeks. I love you guys. Make sure you comment down below for my next esthetician Q&A. Of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.